Tell me first, how long have you been at Apple, and why is now the time to gather this data and focus on it?
I've been at Apple for almost a year and a half. I definitely was in a little bit of a bubble that I didn't realize that there were, these kinds of concerns within the company. It's a very siloed company, so Slack kind of helped me into, some of those other bubbles where people were talking about these issues. I think ultimately the reason I got involved is because I had heard about a wage survey and went to participate in it because I care deeply about pay equity and want to be a part of that transparency. And when I saw it was shut down, and then heard that another one had actually been shut down in April using the same unlawful application of rules, I started one and basically said, I'm not going to take it down because I know that it's our legal right to collect this data. And I actually started hearing reports a week later of people being told not to participate, and some things even, a little bit more nefarious than that. And, fast forward kind of a month later to, asking for a pay equity channel within Slack and having that be denied because it's not workplace related.
Right.
So that was kind of the last straw.
Sure. It sounds like you joined right around the time when the pandemic started, maybe a little after, and you're based in Seattle. Do I have that right? Not in Cupertino?
That is correct. Yes, I work remotely in Seattle.
So I wonder how much of this that you're looking for is a massive culture shift within Apple, because those of us who have covered the company for a long time or been associated with it know that this is a kind of regimented, even secretive company that tends to be pretty prescriptive about the way that employees do what they do. Now, I don't know about the legalities surrounding that, but were you aware of that kind of cultural tendency within Apple, and is it your intention to change it?
I mean, I definitely had heard that Apple was very secretive, but in the terms that most people talk about that, at least in my sphere, it's mostly about the product. And I've worked in video games. I actually worked for USA Today as a developer. So these sorts of, secret cultures were nothing that was surprising to me. For me, it's like a part of the job, right? I think I already had a very large platform online when I was hired, and a lot of people talked about how that was strange. So I think it's more that I'm just the type of person I am. When I see something is wrong, I tend to talk about it. And because I have such a large audience, it goes very far. So I don't think my intention was to change the culture. I think it's just is what is happening because I'm somebody who has, insight into some of these things, and I am going to talk about them publicly. And there is nobody that can stop me from doing that.
I'm curious, Cher, if you can describe sort of your experience with the Labor Relations Board and maybe characterize how they viewed this bit of news and their willingness or interest in addressing or helping to address the issue.
So I started talking with an information officer from NLRB a couple of weeks ago, and they helped me kind of document all of the things that were related specifically to the charge that I was trying to bring versus things that were more personal to my own experiences. And they helped me put that together and then actually file the actual charge. And they were extremely helpful and, obviously very interested in probing, what exactly is occurring, how deep it goes, because I'm only one person. Hundreds of people have come to me with their stories, but regarding these things specifically, I think people are more scared, but I have had 20 different people come to me about these things, and I was able to put that in the report, which means there's likely a lot more than, just these 20 people who have, seen these things and reported them to me specifically.